Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Haller and I'm here with Penny Hembrow of CGI, and we're talking about the CGI Global 1000 Voice of Our Clients programme. Thank you for joining me, Penny.
Good morning.
So can you tell me a bit about the programme and what your overall findings are?
Sure. So in CGI's 40th year, so we're 40 years old this year, we have run the Global 1000 programme, which is an ongoing programme which we've run, but this year we've hit over 1,000 interviews with our clients face-to-face, where we've talked to both business and technology leaders in our clients around the world. When we look at the results, it is astonishing the uniformity of change that is happening across all industries. And the speed of what's called digital transformation is accelerating. And what we're seeing is, in fact, 5 key trends globally. One is that we as individuals are driving the change in the way that we want to do things, so that consumerism, that digital consumerism. The second is that regulatory change is impacting all businesses, and it's opening up markets in completely different ways. The aspect of being digital in terms of cybersecurity is meaning that instead of just protecting your business, what it's becoming is you have to become a trusted place in order to do business. So security is actually becoming a differentiator across all industries. And then we're seeing as a result of these changes that actually business models across all industries are changing. And so businesses are needing to make a strategic choice about what's their business model going forward in terms of how do they respond to the changes going on in the marketplace. And then finally, we've talked historically about IT being an enabler of change, but actually what we're hearing this year is that IT technology and new technologies is actually driving change across all industries.
So what do the findings tell us about how corporate and transaction banking is changing?
Well, in transaction banking, so I'll call it transaction banking for short, the change is substantial this year. So for the first year since the financial crisis, we've seen organisations say our budgets have to go up. So we've seen over 8% increase in both run the bank and change the bank spending being planned for 2017. And what they're doing is they're responding to changes in their value chain. So they are dealing with corporates and institutions and municipalities, and all of those types of clients are becoming digital in their own right, and therefore are looking for digital type services in order to help them operate. And at the same time, if we think about that value chain is becoming incredibly real time. So we've talked historically about real time payments, but everything is becoming real time. Because just as we expect to consume services real time as individuals, so do corporates and institutions. And so trade finance, the supply chain, payments, lending, all of those need to become much more instant, smooth, real-time processing, so that it's not just about the digital interface, it's actually about automating the end-to-end supply chain within transaction banking.
And what strategic decisions would you say established banks are making in response to this change?
Well, we're seeing a number of quite fundamental decisions being made today. So if you want to remain a full-service corporate and transaction bank, then you have to think about how do you transform your legacy operations. Now, that requires changes at the back, it requires changes in the middle and changes at the front. People, technology and operations. So in order to do that, what we're seeing is people saying, I've got this legacy infrastructure, this legacy business model. I've put historically some portals, some digital enablers in the front. I'm connecting with my clients. I'm teaching my front office people in new ways of approaching client relationships to become customer centric. But actually corporates are saying they want a lot more. So we're seeing on the other side, organisations saying, well, actually, whether I process that or not is completely different. What I want to be is the full service transaction banking partner for those clients. So in fact, I'm going to concentrate on what we might say is the other side of the API layer, whereas a full service bank would have to concentrate on both. And then we're also seeing a significant increase in the number of partnerships that transaction banks are looking for. So they're saying, well, if I can't build some of these new services that the corporate wants, how do I partner but still maintain that client relationship?
So what are they practically doing in order to get there?
So the organisations, so the transaction banks we're working with today, are going through a roadmap which we've helped them to develop, which I'm going to simplistically call Run, Change, Grow. In the run, they're looking to significantly reduce the costs of running the organisation, but at the same time create a digital platform which enables them to respond to the speed as well as global reach of their customers' business. Now, how are they doing that? So there's one way, which is to deduplicate, to automate and use robotics. They're also increasingly going to software as a service models, because that enables them to flex up and down as the business volumes, their business volumes, go up or down with the economy. So we're seeing significant change wanting to be done in the run organisation to reduce costs but create a digital platform. In the change element, what they're looking to do is to build out what I call second generation digital customer front ends. Now, this is no longer just a corporate portal. This is an integrated customer digital journey into their organisations, helping their organisations with their working capital management, with their supply chain finance, with their cash management, with their custody. And what are those customer journeys? This is new territory. In transaction banking, we're having to work through those customer journeys, think how those change by the different segments of their client base. The third element, which is grow, is how do they grow revenue? It's been a real struggle in the last 2-3 years to grow revenue in a very competitive market in transaction banking. But we are seeing that partnerships are being formed, they're developing new services, usually on the other side of the API layer, in order to provide real stickiness, real value-add services through to their corporate and institutional clients.
Penny, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.